Welcome back. A quick recap of my latest game on chess.com, 15+10 Rapid. This game took like 45 minutes, so I think I'm gonna speed it up with a quick recap to speed things up. You don't want to sit on the computer for 45 minutes, I assume. So I received black and I played the Caro-Kann. And I just played Caro-Kann, taking over the center here, or trying to exchange the center. Opponent kept developing, good. So I decided to pin the knight here to the queen, developing at the same time. Opponent takes my pawn, I retake. It's all good, everything is safe. This one is safe, protected by the queen. Anyway, opponent moves the pawn forward to take some space in the center, and I just lock this bishop right here to open also my other bishop. So opponent gives me check, I cover by my knight, which is totally safe. I'm protected by my guy here. They take, I retake, it's all safe. This knight cannot go anywhere, everything seems safe, right? So opponent castles, I develop my bishop. Not the best spot probably, but it's okay. It's looking at everything else here. And the opponent goes after my bishop. Now you have to make a decision here. Take or not take, right? So first I cannot test it. Seeing that they castle on this side, I want to see what they're going to do. If they go after me, I will just go out, but I weaken the king. So now the queen got out of this pin here. And I decided to take at this point. I didn't have to, but I took, just to eliminate this guy and, you know, kill some counterplay. And I develop my bishop or my knight next, just to be able to castle. So the opponent goes after the bishop, but my knight is protected by two pieces, no big deal. I don't want to go after this bishop opening the king. I made the mistake in the previous game. So I just moved the queen out of the pin right here, attacking two pieces at the same time and getting out of this. This is totally secure. I've got one guy here protecting me, so it's all good. So opponent develops the rook to cover this weak spot. I can still take this, but I'm always kind of cautious about this poisonous pawn. If I take, the other rook comes here. Yeah, it's survivable. So anyway, I did not take. I just developed my knight further to get out of this, you know, potential kill, and also put pressure on this pawn because it's a isolated pawn. I've got two attackers on it. So the opponent goes into defensive mode. They support this pawn by those two pieces. And then I took, finally I said, okay, you know what? Let's go for it. I took that pawn, taking the risk, but I see two pawns kind of here as potential targets, so I took the bullet. The opponent ignored, so they developed this one, getting out of the danger basically. So now this one is covered by this knight, and this one is protected by this rook, so it's all good. But I'm up one pawn. I castle this pawn just to be safe. Now I feel okay, I can always escape, get out of here somehow, or here if I need to. The opponent goes after my knight, so I move back. I'm totally safe here again from the previous development. They actually take, so I retake. And I'm up one pawn and everything feels safe. So what do? The opponent first develops the knight further. So now they kind of weaken this guy a little bit because this guy is gone, but it's okay. Nothing is happening yet. I just get out of the danger here so it doesn't come with some kind of, you know, if I stay here, they could come here and start chasing me out of here. So I got out of there just to not have that tempo on me, and which is fine. So opponent goes here, but this knight, yeah, they cannot really do much, right? I mean, they go for this, but I've got a defender here. So I just take the open file here. And at this point, the opponent challenges that rook, right? The open file. So I'm not gonna retake, because if I take the retake and they still have the open file, I could take this pawn maybe. Yeah, it's doable. But I just went here to keep that open file in my hands. because if they take me, which they did, I retake with my queen, and I still have this open file, so I feel good. Now this guy's under attack. So the opponent sees that and they run for their life. This pawn is running, and I just keep developing. I put this other guy here to give like another support to this open file. Now I feel totally safe. I just ignore this pawn. I think sooner or later it's gonna fall. And the opponent goes here, potentially playing some kind of something here. So even though I'm protected here, I don't want to allow them to come in. So what I do is I move my rook up here, which shuts down everything, right? The queen cannot go here, cannot go here because of the bishop, and it keeps the opponent out of the territory. So this was okay move, defensive, but you have to be defensive. Now the opponent is tricky. They go after me here. And I'm first thinking, okay, maybe I can kind of challenge, but then they will retake and open up everything. So what I did was just purely defensive again. I learned it in another game previously, where this bishop, you want to use sometimes come back, like here, and give an extra support is the weak pawn. So the only pawn is protected by the king. So now I've got two defenders, and there's nothing they can do. There's nothing else that can attack me at this point. So the opponents start charging forward, but I don't see what it does. So I just start taking free pieces. I took this pawn here, and I'm 2 pawns up. And the opponent offered the exchange because they saw that this one was under attack. So they went for an exchange. I accepted, and it's all good. I'm up 2 pawns, and I basically want to keep moving things forward. So now it's basically this versus this. The bishop has got an upper hand on open file, but the knight can be tricky with forks. So I just go after this guy first, and also potential after this. So the opponent runs again. So that pawn keeps running. So I ignore. I just go here. I want to open up so I can get my bishop out, and I take that. And now I kind of lock this guy here, so he cannot keep running, right? Also, I was kind of thinking maybe the knight will go here, and if I don't move, go here and go after me somehow. So I just went up here. And the opponent, of course, moved down, as it's expected. So only this one now has got one target. So I just go back. I'm protected by this pawn. Everything's safe. I'm still attacking this guy at the same time, but it's protected, right? So opponent covers. So they've got 2 defenders. I cannot take it anyway, but they want to have double cover. And I just kind of developed the bishop right here, just to have some better view, and also potentially to go here to go after this pawn. So the opponent goes after me. Just simple chess. You see a target, you go for it. So I go here just to get out of it. I could have gone probably here and just attack it, but then they keep jumping. They'll just keep going after me. And at this point, opponent moves the knight closer, the king closer to the action. It doesn't do anything, so it's kind of like a lost move. And now I pin this guy to the rook. Opponent moves the knight here to go after my rook. So now it's like an equal attack. I could take, but I figured if I take and the opponent takes my rook, they will have a target on me here and then pass pawn. It felt a little dangerous. So I didn't do that. I went after that knight. So I'm keeping pressure on this, and I'm also attacking this at the same time. So the opponent went down here to give it extra protection. Well, this is a mistake because now I move my bishop here, attack this rook, and the knight is still under attack, so something's gonna fall. And this knight protects everything nicely, so this bishop. So if this knight moves somewhere, this knight moves anywhere, I will take. And if it moves here, I will take here, right? So something's gonna fall. So opponent went here, hoping that I will kind of blunder maybe like this. But this is covered by the bishop that I just mentioned. So I took free piece. So they go after this, and I just go here to protect. So everything is safe. There's no holes. This one is still on attack. And the opponent goes here, not sure why. So I just took that free piece. And I just went back, and now my goal is to push up. So I go for that, and I just keep pushing. Now here there were multiple options. I was considering maybe here and go after this pawn because I've got 2 attackers on it. But I just kind of say, you know what? My king is out of the game. There's no danger here right now. So I'm going to move the king a little closer to the action. Okay, now this one is under attack. So I moved my rook here to give it extra protection and attack and go after this guy potentially too. So the king went after my rook. My talking is hard. So I just I took this guy as I mentioned previously. So it's another pawn now. I'm 7 pawns up or 7 points up. And the opponents just want to obviously eliminate this guy because it's a potential, promotion. And I'm okay with it to exchange everything because I'm up in material. So the opponent, I move my king closer to the action with the idea to go up here and then eventually promote it and kill those guys, whatever. So now they take, I exchange gladly because I know I've got all those pieces and my king is closer to the action. So I move the king right here and go after those guys. Exchange everything. Now I've got passed pawn. Oops. I've got passed pawn. I'm down on time, but I'm totally up in material. So I just basically kept moving everything and keep moving forward. And now I've got a secure queen here, right? I've got it supported, whatever. I've got queen. Opponent does not give up. So I go after the king. Checky-poo, checky-poo. Now you have to watch out here for a stalemate when you have too many pieces. That's what the opponent was playing for. So I knew there's this here. So he can escape. So I just kept pushing another pawn for another queen. Now we have to be careful here because this is taken, this is taken, this is taken, this is taken, this is taken. There's spot here and here. Now in the moment of the heat, I was thinking if I go up, shoot at this gonna limit this. That's close to like a stalemate. I didn't want to chance it. So I did not promote. I rather gave Checky-poo, my favorite. And the opponent went here. And now I actually finished it because I've got this guy supporting me. So I went for a checkmate. So there you have it. Quick recap, it's a little faster than sitting and watching 45 minutes of a video. I just tried this format for a change. I just played the game and I see if you like this recap better. If you let me know. If not, I can go back to the real life games again to show you the analysis. So let's switch to the analysis. Okay, so the analysis gave me pretty decent. It was either 90 something, which surprised me. I was glad to see that. It was very steady. And it put me, 80, opponent played well, 84%. I have 91.7. So very decent game on both sides. This was a new account this year, so I'm a little suspicious after previous experiences with new accounts. I got few cheaters, so you never know, but I gave it a shot. This guy seemed legit when I looked at the previous games. Anyway, so you see a quick recap of the analysis. This was all good. Of course, the engine always finds better moves. I was kind of curious about this knight here, right? Like this pin, what do I do here? So they should have challenged me first before castling maybe, because now when I know they're castled, I know that any challenge like this, I want to back out of it. Because if they do here, they will weaken their king side, right? That was my little dilemma at the moment. He never went for this, so he kind of stayed like this. And as soon as the queen got out of it, you saw in the game, I just retook. So it was kind of a little weakening maybe, but I didn't accomplish much. So it's kind of equal at this point. Now here, it's still equal, even though I've got two targets. But again, this is a poison pawn and this one is defendable. So they defend this way. Looks like the computer just wanted to, exchange everything. That's interesting. So here I retake, and now this defender. If I took this, is it doable at this point? Or is it a poisonous pawn? See, the evaluation went down. This is always a poisonous pawn. Because now they've got a... Hold on, but this is going to be hanging, right? So if I do this... What happens if I do this? Ah, this here. Okay, the queen is supporting. There'll be a total disaster here. Okay, so I could not have taken this under the situation. That's why this is a poisonous pawn. Exactly for that reason. Anyway, it did not go this route. So I went this way and this way just to put pressure on this. And then you saw in the game, it was pretty steady from this point on. I took the open file, reinforced, and reinforced this guy. And they just start taking everything and exchanging. And you saw in the game. So this analysis is no longer needed. I just wanted to see with the pin here how this was playing. There's always a dilemma with the pin, bishop versus knight. But as soon the opponent castles on the same side, you want to challenge that knight. Anyway, so this was all good, and I'm not going to delay this any further. It's like a quick recap of today's game. And this is totally won. Yeah, just took a few more moves. Promotion, checky-poo, and checkmate. Alrighty, let's wrap it up. So I'm back to 1140. Still below 1150 where I was the highest, but 1140 right below. Previous two games were not so good, so today I played another one. It was a long one. I want to spare you the time, and I made a quick recap. Let me know if this works better for you, or if you prefer the long live, long 30, 40, 50-minute long games. I'm just experimenting with this, so let me know. So enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.